Hey everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Today for you, we're gonna prepare dinner, starting with our side dish. So we're gonna need about 4 to 5 pieces of bacon, and you're just gonna cut them into thin strips, just like this. And we're also gonna have Brussels sprouts. We're gonna cut this end part off, just like this. Get rid of that. Gonna pull these brown leaves off, we don't want those. And then we're gonna cut this in half. All right. Bacon needs to go into our frying pan. We're going to cook these nice and crispy. All right, now that our bacon is nice and crispy, we are going to take the bacon out onto a separate plate, and we're gonna cook our Brussels sprouts in the bacon grease. Everything's better with bacon. Now with our Brussels sprouts, we are gonna salt them just a little bit. Bacon is already pretty salty, so we don't wanna overload our dish with salt, but Brussels sprouts don't have a lot of flavor on their own, and a little bit of salt will help the flavor. All right, so got my bacon out. Okay, my Brussels sprouts. This is about 3 cups of Brussels sprouts cut in half. Careful with bacon grease. Little bit of salt. And we're going to cover these for about 5 minutes or until tender. All right, so our Brussels sprouts are done. So what we're going to do, take that lid off. We're going to add our bacon back in. Mix it all together. And this is going to be our side dish for our meal. So this is all done. We're gonna take this off of the heat, and we're gonna start our chicken. Now ideally when you're cooking, you wanna try to get your sides and your main course done at the same time. But for our learning purposes, we'll start now. So our chicken. First thing we're going to do is we just got 3 chicken breasts. We're just gonna flatten them out just a little bit. I lied, I have 4 in here. Flatten them out a little bit, and then from there we're gonna season them. They're gonna go into our cast iron pan with oil. Okay, so I'm gonna take my chicken out. All right, I'm just gonna season these with a little bit of salt and pepper. And we're gonna season both sides of our chicken. Okay, and then these are going to go into our pan, about 4 minutes on each side. All right, so about 4 minutes each side. You want about a brown crust on your chicken. Now we are just cooking these at a medium-high heat. Something else you need to take note, and I was a bad example in that first part, is anything that you touch with raw chicken, you can't use again. So because I use my seasonings with my raw hand, you gotta make sure that you clean that when you're done. My cutting sheet, my cutting board, it's done. No more raw chicken, or no more cooked food on my raw chicken. So when I take these off, they need to go on a fresh pan. All right, so our chicken's been cooking for about 8 minutes. So from here, what we're gonna do, take our chicken out. We'll put this on a separate plate. Okay, and the extra inside of your pan, we don't want this. This stuff we don't want. So I'm just gonna get rid of this. We'll clean that up later. All right. So from here, what we're gonna do, a little bit of oil. We're gonna need a tablespoon of garlic. And I have about 2 to 3 cups of halved cherry tomatoes. If you can get the lid off. A little bit of salt. You're gonna need 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. And 1 teaspoon of honey. And we're just gonna make sure these are cooking for about 2 minutes. After this, our chicken is gonna go back into our cast iron. All right, so our tomatoes are nice and cooked. So from here, we're gonna take our chicken and put them back in just to soak up some of this extra juice we got from our tomatoes. Let this sit for a minute, and we've got our dinner with our Brussels sprouts, our bacon, our chicken, and our tomatoes. Thank you for coming. We will see you next time.